Every time. Hello, YouTube. I am Shaggy. I am Philalitea, and I seem to have hurt this guy, Joe Lonsdale's feelings by telling him so many times that I wasn't going to do this, but I'll do it, whatever. So, he left me this comment, and the reason in my last approach to this, I said I didn't read it, is for this opening sentence. You read, "This one is trivial to broach." If it's trivial, why are you going to make me read so many words? Already I'm annoyed again. Why do I need to read so many words if you think it's trivial? I understand that you're being British and you're being clever, but you're also being a dickhead, and I'm not getting paid for that short. I'm not getting paid by you. I'm not being paid by an audience to argue with people like you. And your second sentence is, "Let me correct you." I have been diagnosed with, but do not suffer from, pathological demand avoidance. So you just told me to let you do something? No, I will not let you do that, is why I reacted the way I did. And I'm not inclined to do this. I'm not inclined to read any further than that, because you just invalidated yourself as a person I need to speak to. I don't need to speak to you. This is not a dialogue. It is me, if I engage with it, letting you, allowing you to correct me. You're not my father. You're not my teacher. You're not paying me, most certainly. You're no authority. You're just some guy named Joe Lonsdale with a shit-eating grin on YouTube. Alright, so on a few of the many things. Okay, so now you're going to condescend to me. You're going to only touch on a few of them. But many things I managed to get wrong in the space of an incredibly short... It's unbelievable how short my format short was. I get a minute, I used a minute, and that's an incredibly short... Now, again, if I didn't know, A, that you're British, and B, that this is just how British people behave because you're all assholes, this would bother me a lot more than it does, and I wouldn't do this, but fine. Let's go through your bullet points. 1, atheists are atheists because they don't believe in God. No. Atheists are not atheists because they don't believe in God. You come to the conclusion that you don't believe in God because you want to join a community of people who you think are like you. And you get to that conclusion by thinking you've mastered religion, by coming to the conclusion that you don't need to do it. 2, the quote maxim, unquote. Now when you do that, when you quote only one word, you're being condescending and dismissive. And so later in the comments he says, well, I didn't mean to be condescending and dismissive. Well, you are being condescending and dismissive. It's in your aspect, it's in the words you choose, and you are meaning to do that because you didn't accidentally put these words together. So the maxim I claim theists use is entirely my own invention. Discard it. It's dishonest. Don't tell me what to do. And it's not dishonest. Are you writing this to me, or are you writing this to future visitors to my comments? You wanted me to respond to these and rebut these. Are you speaking to me, or are you speaking to my future audience? Because telling me to discard it, it's dishonest, is not true, and I visited that in my life, and you didn't readdress it in my life. You just got butthurt. 3, plenty of atheists were once theists and had what they considered experiences that helped underpin their religious beliefs. Yeah, he's talking about within the community. He's not talking about religious experiences. He's not talking about having come face to face with God and then realizing you're not a theist. That's impossible. I said that in the first video. I said that in the original comment rebuttal to this, and now I'm saying it again. They have not had spiritual experiences. They have had human experiences. Turns out those experiences didn't add up to anything that couldn't be explained materially once the theist broke free of the religious spell, and that's not true. I have talked to lots of people who claim to be atheists who just ignore who just ignore the supernatural experiences that happen in their life. They go, "Well, it wasn't supernatural. I can't explain it, and it upsets me if I think about it, so I'm not going to think about it." That's what atheists are like. That's what skeptics are like. What are you talking about? Again, my rebuttal is that I don't know who he's reading. I don't know what his source of authority is besides himself, and he wants to tell me that I've come to all these conclusions myself, and I can show him where he's wrong. I can show him the books and the people. I have before. 4. Anyway, if you want a rebuttal to 3, just read John Ronson. 4. I'm not sure you'll find any atheist claiming that there is nothing there at all in the Bible. That's what atheists say all the time, is that there's nothing there, that there's no there. Just that it also contains errors, omissions. You can't say that there's there, because the moral is that God underpins all of the there. God is the main character in the Bible. There can be no there to an atheist. You don't get to sit on this fence. You're trying to act like an atheist and an agnostic, and you don't get to be both. I'm not reading the rest of that because I just don't care. 5. Aristotle was a, quote, severe critical of traditional religion, believing it to be false. I don't know why he said that, because that's my point. Idiot. Perhaps, rather than hold your ideas in a vacuum and then publicly announce them, how am I holding them in a vacuum and publicly announcing them? How am I both having and eating my cake? What was your fucking name? Idiot. Joe? How am I doing that? How is that even possible, Joe? I'm not reading the rest of this either. Go fuck yourself, Joe.